Hi there, compassionate leaders. Let me ask you, what do you feel when you hear the word feedback? Do you cringe? Do you get defensive, ready to fight back? Or do you freeze up and your mind goes blank? Do you feel like everything inside is turning into this big knot? Fear not. In this episode, I'm going to give you a roadmap to navigate the bumpy landscape of constructive feedback so you can take what you need, move forward, and unburden yourself from unhelpful criticism by not taking it personally. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell button to get notified for new episodes each week. I'm Maria Neizvestnaya, founder of Executive Craft, and welcome to my channel, a place for heart-centered leaders. As leadership and executive coach, I am passionate about emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and transformational leadership training. My clients gain confidence, increase influence, and become fully empowered. Are you ready to elevate your leadership? There is an art and science to both giving and receiving feedback. In the next episode, we'll talk about giving feedback. Today, let's look at how to embrace your performance reviews and not dread them. It's time to get the most out of the information that people give you. Does it take you several days to come back after you've received feedback that triggered your self-doubt? Do you keep replaying these conversations, ruminating, feeling deeply hurt? Keep watching for 3 valuable strategies that will transform your relationship with feedback fast. Strategy number 1. Understand what feedback is and what it is not. Sadly, feedback can be a trigger. You may have been given feedback in an unskillful way that resulted in a traumatic experience. You don't need to be a victim of someone's lack of tact, communication, or leadership skills. When you have a clear understanding of what constructive feedback is and how it should be given, you have the power to take what you need and disregard everything else. Why waste time and energy on unhelpful and dismissive criticism? Constructive feedback isn't meant to offend or hurt you. It's not about who you are. Remember, there is much more right with you than wrong with you. Constructive feedback is based on facts. It gives detailed explanation of behavior that needs to be changed and how to change that behavior. Constructive feedback is not general, it's concrete and actionable. Constructive feedback is a dialogue that aims to successfully resolve the issue or problem. It's not a passive-aggressive duel, microaggression, or blaming. Useless criticism has more to do with the person who is criticizing you and their lack of skillful communication than it has to do with you and who you are. Finally, feedback isn't the opportunity for someone to take advantage of unequal power dynamic. For example, it shouldn't be a time when your boss takes out his or her frustration on you when things go wrong. Remember, you choose how to react and whether to accept feedback. You are also responsible for the consequences of your choices. Here are some examples of unskillful communication that turns feedback into criticism. Exaggerations, using the words always, never, instead of stating the facts. For example, you are always late. You never pay attention to details. Another example is judgment, stating judgment as an undeniable fact, labeling someone. You are too soft, you are too nice, you are too emotional, she is unfriendly to other team members, he is not competent, she is lazy, and the list goes on and on. Notice how this is different from the following example. During the presentation of the Q3 results yesterday, you mentioned ABC. I appreciate how well you were prepared on facts and figures. However, I noticed that you didn't mention the team members' effort that led to these outcomes. Next time, please include XYZ in the presentation. What do you think about this? On to strategy 2. Train emotional agility to be able to listen mindfully. Emotional agility is the process of being with your emotions without getting carried away by them, trying to change them, or avoiding them. The process of receiving feedback can be agonizing because you've been hurt by it in the past. So your mind goes through the loops of anxiety, anticipating the worst. It can trigger the most wearing emotional responses. For example, fear and anxiety. As our mind starts to catastrophize, for example, I might lose my job. Anger, a very natural response to the perceived threat. This feedback is stupid. This person doesn't know anything. Another difficult emotion is shame, the feeling of inadequacy. I am not a capable leader. I knew I was promoted too early. If you are getting carried away by these emotions and thoughts, you are not grasping what is being said in a balanced way. You have this intense emotional response going on, and the part of your brain that's responsible for integrating information is simply offline. If you, on the other hand, try to push away these emotions, you're wasting your energy. Trying to change them in any way is an exercise in futility. The more you resist your emotions, the stronger they become. Another ineffective response is to avoid feedback altogether. Yes, you will feel temporary relief, but you also miss out the crucial information essential to your growth, performance, and goals. Avoidance is not sustainable in the long run. Being aware of your emotions, holding space for them, accepting them with curiosity and kindness, and choosing consistent actions based on your values and goals are all the signs of emotional agility. This is a totally different game. Being mindful of your emotions helps to develop emotional agility. First comes emotional awareness. You can start the exploration with this question: how do I experience this emotion in my body? Let's talk. What helps you stay grounded when receiving feedback? Post in the comments below. Third strategy: be proactive. Be proactive when receiving feedback by listening carefully, and don't just listen. Ask clarifying questions. If the feedback isn't focused on your behavior, ask questions to clarify specific actions. What have you done or not done? For example, if you're receiving feedback regarding tension that has developed between you and other team members, or your communication style generally is being questioned, ask for specific examples and situations. You can also ask what could have been done differently. Also, make sure that you are ready to have this conversation in the first place. The fact that someone wants to give you feedback doesn't mean that it should happen right then and there. You can ask to schedule this conversation during a time and place that's appropriate, when both of you have the space to process it effectively. Finally, ask for feedback. Don't wait for feedback to occur to you. Choose people in your circle who are competent in the area that you would like to receive feedback in. Reach out and request feedback when you need it. Since feedback is given from one person to another, there inevitably be some bias. If you receive feedback from several people, you'll start to see some patterns, and you'll be able to get the most out of it. Additionally, feedback will no longer be painful, but instead it will become a regular and helpful event in your professional and personal journey. Make sure you receive it from people who have your best interest at heart. These are my 3 strategies for you to become a feedback ninja. Have a clear understanding of how good feedback should look and sound, train emotional agility, and take a proactive approach. If you are interested in learning more strategies for training emotional agility and handling difficult conversations, including feedback with ease, sign up for my free 1-hour training, How to Succeed as an Overgiver Without Becoming Resentful or Losing the Passion for Your Work. You can join by clicking on the link in the description or go to my website executivecraft.com. For you, compassionate leaders, if you know that you need to work on your emotion regulation and assertiveness, I invite you to connect and book a free one-on-one discovery call with me. Together, we will look at 5 leadership characteristics and areas: your self-regard, stress tolerance, emotion regulation, assertiveness, and influence. We will create an action plan for each of those domains. To apply for the call, click on the link in the description or go to executivecraft.com/apply and choose the time in my schedule that works for you. Take good care of yourself, stay safe, be well, and we will talk soon again. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and share it with other heart-centered leaders. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episodes. Hit that bell button. Have a wonderful week and I will see you soon. Bye bye.